sir, we promised you a great main event here tonight. Listen here. Andre, the China WrestleMania.
Hulkamania is running wild.
My God, what a Here's your headline.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host Tony Diaz along with the Iceman JoeJoe.
What's up everybody out there in the wrestling world?
That's a good time with thunder coming out too and everything. We got thunder and lightning out here. And the third wheel, Rick Serrano the third.
Hey people!
And of course our intern, Miguel Cole.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Great. Now, we got lots to talk about this week. We got a new sponsor. We also have a new segment that we're going to introduce. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. It's my fantasy bracket. It's a 32-man team that I picked. And, we'll see how it goes. And if everybody's on board with it, we'll keep on going. If not, then we'll just scrap it and wait till March Madness. But before we go into that, let's go into the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
Alright, and before we get into that, I just want to tell you, wrestling news from around the world is brought to you by TrendyButler.com. I don't know about you guys, but I hate clothes shopping. It's hot, it's crowded, they never have my size. Well, TrendyButler.com makes shopping easy and personal. You get $150 worth of clothing for $65.
Dang.
Stop it and log on to TrendyButler.com.
Hell yeah. I'll do it. $160.
$150 worth of clothing for $65, man. It's a
It's
steal.
not bad at all. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can use some new clothes.
I know, right?
Hey, my school shopping's coming up, so.
There you
go.
go.
Check it out.
There you go.
TrendyButler.com.
All right.
Alright, so let's get into some birthdays.
Nice.
Wow. Sable turns 49 years old.
Really?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen her in a while. I bet she's still looks hot.
Well, she's
Brock Lesnar's.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's
that's
wife.
a woman.
Yep.
They got kids together too, don't they?
I don't
Yes,
know.
they do.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of kids,
Uh-oh.
Alexa Bliss turns 25 years old.
She's that young.
Yeah.
I like her.
25. Well, happy birthday, Alexa
Yeah,
Bliss.
she's a hottie.
She made her debut this week.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
We'll talk about that in a little while.
Speaking of hottie, the hot man, Savio Vega.
My boy.
turns 52 years old.
Yep, my boy.
That Latin
My
blood,
long
baby.
time friend.
Yeah. Long time friend.
Nice.
Well, I have to ask you, what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan turns 63 years old this week?
63?
Wow.
63.
He's getting up there.
Yes. he
Now,
is.
have you seen Hulk Hogan lately? Is he still
Maybe.
hanging on to that hair? To the rest of it?
I think he's
I
got,
think
like,
it's
weave.
attached to the bandana, I think.
But you know what's funny, though, is that he actually gets that cut. You know that, right? He gets that trimmed. He trims it up a little bit. It's like, Hogan, dude, no, we're done with
But could you imagine him without it, though?
it. What, with that little bit of hair?
You gotta.
When he was wrestling and then he worked up a sweat, you didn't see it anyway. It's time to let go. It's time to let go. Shave it all off. All right, what else you got?
Well, our last birthday, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh,
as it's
boy.
Wade Barrett's 36th birthday this week.
Nice.
Nice.
36 years old. My goodness. Now, what is he doing now? Is he wrestling out in Britain?
He's actually acting.
Acting?
He's currently he's working on a movie role right now.
Wow. In Britain or
In England, yeah.
in England? Okay.
Oh,
All
good
right.
for him.
Yeah. Wow. Hey. Gonna have
Shout
to
out
check
to
it out.
our England listeners.
That's right.
Got Wade Barrett over there.
Keep us informed if you guys out there in the UK hear about it, and then just drop us a line. Let us know. We greatly appreciate
Alright,
it.
let's get into some wrestling news.
Alrighty.
Joey, oh my
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was still working there.
Yeah,
but apparently-
he's in charge of the media.
Yeah, he's in charge. He's WWE's digital media department since
Yep.
2008. He worked on the website, the mobile app, and the social media accounts as the vice president. Apparently, he was released after a question and answer session on Facebook in which he was critical about the three-man commentary teams
Yep.
and the name of the Universal title, as well as saying moms and kids are the reason Roman Reigns is shoved down our throats. So, yeah. I
Wow.
don't think
Well,
we
he's
hear that.
always been that type to be,
Yeah.
you know, pretty verbal. And, I mean, do you think he's wrong?
No, I mean,
don't-
everybody has their own opinion, you know?
Yeah, but he's
That's
not.
who he is, man.
That he's always
That's
been
right.
like that. But you
Yeah.
know what? I agree with him. I agree with him.
Yeah.
I really do. Unfortunately, he's a good guy. He'll land a job somewhere. He
Yeah.
will.
Well, speaking of, I'm not gonna say it. Nope.
You have to.
Speaking of forcing things down our throats, Pat Patterson releases a book entitled "Accepted: How the First Gay Superstar Changed WWE." Now,
Really?
I'm not saying that because he's gay. I'm saying that because of the stories from a lot of past wrestlers who say that Pat Patterson was not that good of a guy.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
I heard the
In
same
the locker
thing.
room, a lot of stuff was going on back there.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
people didn't like.
Oh yeah.
Very
yeah.
aggressive, you know, Pat
Yeah.
Patterson was.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
So yeah, I'm not sure about reading this book. What bothered me is that The Rock wrote the foreword
Really
for the book. Yeah,
interesting.
I don't think you would want to put your name on that. I mean, don't get me wrong again. Nothing with his sexuality, but it has to do with apparently he's forcing people to do things to him so that he could get advantages in wrestling. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy to me. How he's still a big legend in this business, and we're jumping all over Jimmy Snuka, even though Jimmy Snuka was absolutely wrong. But Pat Patterson is getting like a pass for this.
Yeah, you're right.
That's Vince McMahon's buddy.
That's
They've always
his
been
buddy.
buddies.
Yeah.
They've been tight for
Many
many
years.
years.
Many years, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't know. I don't think I mean, I don't know. He's way past his time now. I mean, he just does the behind the scenes stuff, and you know, he's looking for an extra buck, in my opinion. You know, that's. I mean, hey, if you're gonna read it, but I don't think I will. To be honest,
Yeah.
you know. And like you said, it has nothing to do about his sexuality. It's just I'm not interested in reading it.
Yeah.
You know, really, I'm not. So,
Well, next bit of news. Miguel, were you in my book again? Mr. Rick, just read it. Alright. Ryback has a new ring name, and it's the big guy.
that's it.
That's the name.
That's it.
The big guy.
So no more Ryback, just the big guy?
Apparently so.
Well, Ryback is owned by the WWE, so...
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yep. Now, didn't he? What was it? That was always been his name.
I believe so.
No, it was... Oh, man.
He had a different name before, didn't he?
Yeah. His real name, wasn't it?
I don't
I don't know.
think
Alex
it
said
was.
it was Ryback.
No, he had. It was like a weird, not a weird name. It was like Chris.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Like Chris.
When he was in NXT, wasn't
Yeah.
No,
Well, no,
it's-
Nexus.
he?
Yeah.
Nexus.
Yeah. And Bray Wyatt didn't have the beard and none of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's how long ago we're talking.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like
So,
6 years
yeah.
ago.
Something we got to find out anyway.
Yeah. But either we do or we don't. It's not really that big a deal.
It's true.
Anyway, this is kind of a bit of old news, but it's been brought to my attention. Lillian Garcia has officially left the WWE
Yep.
due to her dad's health. He has 2 different kinds of cancer.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't believe it's fair to leave WWE hanging, taking days off, taking time off. So her and WWE came to an agreement to cancel her contract, I guess.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of sad. I mean, I thought she was good
Yeah.
at what she did.
Oh, yeah.
She has a hell of a singing voice.
Yeah, she has her own band, too, from what I heard.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like a Puerto Rican band or something like that. Hispanic band.
Oh,
Latin
wow.
music. Latin music. But she's been with the WWE for
Yeah.
a long time.
A long time.
Long time. So you know what? I think after a while, if she wants her job back, I'm pretty sure they'll give it to her. I mean, even though JoJo is doing pretty good, she is doing really good.
Booty butt there.
Yeah, she's holding her own. So I mean,
she's no Titus O'Neil.
When I saw her in Glass Walls, I just couldn't get over that. I was like, Dad, look at her.
Her or Titus O'Neil?
Oh, her. Not Titus.
Oh my goodness.
Damien Sandow made his TNA
Yes, he did.
debut as Aaron Rex. I never was impressed, and I'm still not impressed.
Really?
Not at all.
I liked it.
Oh,
I did. I mean, I think it was more or less of him venting, it looked like.
yeah.
I gotta watch it because I heard about it.
You
but
didn't watch it?
I didn't know he was gonna make his debut.
Yeah.
I only heard the rumors, but I haven't. So I know who it is. But
Sorry for the noise. My mic came down.
I'm
Sorry.
definitely gonna watch it and see how he debuted.
Yeah, it was alright. I wasn't impressed. But speaking of not being impressed, Bobby Lashley now holds the X Division Championship, the TNA Heavyweight Championship, and now the TNA King of the Mountain Championship. He holds all of TNA Singles Championships.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know those championships existed.
What is the King of the Mountain? I mean, wouldn't that be the same as the World Heavyweight?
You would assume so. What's the King of the Mountain?
I don't know, but he
It goes to show you how much I watch TNA,
Yeah, me
too.
he beat the Cowboy. What's the Cowboy's name?
James Storm.
Really?
He beat him for the King of the Mountain
Okay.
Championship. So now he has 3 championships. I mean, Damien Sandow, you went to TNA. One guy got 3 belts. Good luck to you.
Exactly. Huh. Unless he has something in his contract, I don't know.
RVD Rob Van Dam launches a campaign to help ECW legend Sabu get hip replacement surgery. He should be $1,000 for the pre-operation, the operation, and the post-operation, with hopes that the 51-year-old Sabu can get back in the ring.
That's insane.
I am not giving you money for a $50,000 surgery for you to get back in the ring.
Exactly. I don't even want to
He
see
must
it.
be homicidal, genocidal, suicidal to think about that. Oh wait, he is.
He is.
He is.
He is. He's not all there, man. Let me tell you.
Some of the
He's
stuff
not
he's
all there.
done. Wow.
It is.
And-
Oh, it's crazy.
I would just have to say my last bit of news is probably one of the most proud moments in my life. The Big Show says he plans to retire after WrestleMania 33, where he's in talk to fighting Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, I heard about that. Did you see what the Big Show looks like now?
Joe, he's in great
He
shape.
lost a lot of weight.
Yes,
He's been
he
behind the scenes doing promos and stuff, right?
I think so,
I
but I haven't
haven't
seen him in a long time. And he posted a picture the other day. He's lost a ton of weight.
Wow.
A ton of weight. So he looks good. I give him credit. So we'll see that match at WrestleMania. All right, so now let's go straight on to the rumors. You guys remember last week how I mentioned about Eva Marie's push?
Yes.
Well, that's floating around again. They really want her to be up there. Vince is looking at it. He's the one in charge of it. I was told, and supposedly he really wants Eva Marie to have this new women's belt. Oh boy, we'll discuss what happened on SmackDown. But
Oh, man, everything.
oh god, oh hell no, everything. Another rumor I got now is that, speaking with the women's again, I got nothing on the guys. Is what's going on? Is that Vince is not high on Dana Brooke now. He's not.
Well,
Again, we'll see what happened on Raw. We'll discuss it, and you're going to hear my opinion on it. It's not what you think, Rick.
Eva Marie is all red everything, and Dana Brooke is all green everything.
Oh,
Got
man. Oh, my goodness. But that's all I got for the rumors. Let's go straight into the injury report. Take it away, Iceman JoeJoe.
Alrighty, so we were all hoping to see Shelton Benjamin, right?
Yeah.
But from what I've heard and from when I got here,
He's toe up from the flow up.
actually Shelton Benjamin had an injury to his shoulder, which was a full tear on his rotator cuff.
Ouch.
And he got inspected by the WWE officials physician, and they said it looks like you're going to need surgery. So, they're looking at a recovery time for about 6 months on that. So they severed all ties, and maybe somewhere down the road we'll see Shelton Benjamin again. But as far as right now, him making a debut.
Well, I mean, you think about it. I mean, if they reach some kind of agreement, they're obviously going to have him back, I think.
Yeah.
They're going to give it time. But I find it hilarious. I mean, not the injury, but I just find it hilarious how they did one quick vignette, and then all of a sudden, well, he's not coming. He's hurt now. It's like...
I mean, it's bad timing on his part, but, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? What else you got?
That's it for the injury.
That is it. Wow. All right, so now it is time for the Brain Freeze Factoid Trivia. Take it away again. Go. Is that good? The echo? No? That didn't work? All right. What do you got for us this week?
All right. First, we got to give a big shout out to Matt Novak. Yeah, from the UK.
You got to make sure we pronounce his last name.
He said it's pronounced Novak. So, congratulations, Matt.
Let's make a big deal about this. Now, his last name is spelled Nowack. So, isn't it Nowak?
Excuse me, well, people from my part of town, we pronounce it Novak.
Novak.
It's not just us, it's the Germans, they also pronounce it that way. You have the Russians, Vladimir usually starts with a W.
They can't pronounce
it.
It's
something that we like to do over here. Alright, so Novak, congratulations, Matt. They don't understand our kind of people, but for us UK people, we're going to keep on commenting on the Wrestling POV podcast page because we're going to take over this.
What?
Yeah.
But anyway, congratulations to you.
Definitely.
You got the correct answer.
The correct answer, by the way, was Python Powder.
So close.
Let me tell you something, brother.
That'd be a great novelty gift.
That powdery crap.
You can find it. I wonder if it would still be good.
Oh, God, no. All
right, so you guys ready for the new Brain Freeze?
Bring it on.
All right. This one goes out to one of the best jobbers out there.
Oh, boy.
No, we're not talking about Steve Lombardi.
Frank Columbo?
No. We are talking about the man who pats himself on the back.
Barry Horowitz.
There we go. Briefly worked in the WCW in 1990. Forming a tag team with what legendary wrestler?
Rick, you want to take a wild guess?
Alright, so again, just to familiarize yourself with me, born in 1987, 3-year-old Rick would have to say Barry Horowitz teamed up with the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Whoa. No. Oh, my, you're wrong. 3-year-old Rick is wrong. You should have maybe answered it in your childish voice. Maybe that would have worked. There you go. Is he right? No? Still not right.
No.
You're gonna break the kid's heart, man. Nah. All right. My guess will be, I'm gonna have to go with Barry, because I remember when he went to WCW. I didn't remember the legend though. Let's go with Lex Luger.
Not even close.
Dang it.
So, if you guys know the answer out there to this new Brain Freeze question of the week, go to our Facebook page at Wrestling POV, or maybe you like Instagram, Wrestling POV1, or maybe you're a Twitter fan. Go to Twitter at Wrestling POV. Submit your answer, and I will give you a shout out next week. And all you UK fans, don't be shy. Do what Matt Novak did, and give me a correct answer.
Follow Matt.
He is our leader.
Matt. What is it? How does Bray Wyatt say? Not follow the buzzard. What's the other ones he says?
Follow the buzzard.
No, he says something else, doesn't he? Rick, you're a big fan.
Follow the buzzer.
No, it's something he said before that, though.
He says, hey, let's all follow Mike Novak. United Kingdom, we are here to take over. Well,
Follow Matt's lead.
Listen, brother, the USA, we're here to stay. So come on, USA, we're here for you too. Which one's going to get the most answers right? Let's go!
Well, I tell you this much. Before we go on a commercial break, later on, because of the high rise of this show, what we're going to end up doing with the trivia questions, we're going to start giving out prizes now because we have money in the account now.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
So, yeah, so we're going to give out prizes for those who get the correct answer. So, all right, we're going to go on a commercial break. When we come back, we are going to start my fantasy bracket, my 32-man. It's the first round. We'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to calvaryservice.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Calvary Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
Hi fans, this is Adrian Strait and you're listening to POD Podcast.
All right, and we're back. All right, it's going to be time now for the fantasy bracket. So what I ended up doing was I picked 32 wrestlers, past, present, and pretty much, it's my own bracket. You can agree with me if you want. You don't have to. So we're going to do the first 8 matches that I have in the first round. There's 16 matches, right? Yeah, I got 16. We're going to do the first 8 now, and then we're going to go over Raw, and then we'll do the second 8 after the SmackDown breakdown. Okay. So basically, I'm going to give you the first match, and then you guys decide who you think would win in this match. That's all you got to do. If it's a tie, or if it's, I'll be the tiebreaker. All right?
All right.
So if you guys agree, then we agree. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Rick, I'm going to start it off with you, and then Joe, I got my first round. First match, Seth Rollins versus Mr. Perfect.
Oh my God, why would you do this?
Right?
What? You're a monster, Tony.
I know.
You're a monster. Mr. Perfect versus Seth Rollins.
Mr. Perfect versus Seth Rollins.
You know what? There's nothing more perfect than being perfect, and I'm sorry, I have to go with Mr. Seth Rollins.
Whoa! You fooled me. All right, so who do you think, Joe?
Well, Seth Rollins is one of my favorite wrestlers out there, so
So you going with?
I'm going with Seth.
So you're going with Seth?
Yeah.
All right, so Seth wins that match against Mr. Perfect. How dare you?
You're a monster, Tony. You're an absolute monster. I love Mr. Perfect.
I know, I do too. That's why I did that match. All right, next match. It's pretty much a dream match that a lot of people discussed over the years. It is Steve Austin versus Goldberg. JoJo, who do you think?
I'm going to go with Steve Austin. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, Rick, who do you got?
Oh, man. As much as I want to say Stone Cold, I got to go with
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
All right, so one for Steve Austin, one for Goldberg. Okay, now I'm going to be the tiebreaker. You know what? I'm going to have to go with Steve Austin. In his prime, he just kicked everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go with Steve. You have to. Even if I had to choose between the Street and Austin's, just Austin himself, I have to pick Austin. All right, so next match. The Undertaker versus Sting.
Oh, a dream match right
Exactly.
there. Of all dream matches.
We'll never get to see that either.
Nope.
So I might as well. That's why I said, you know what? I might as well put it in my bracket.
Yes.
Tony, this is easy. The Undertaker.
JoJo.
That's the dream match of all dream matches.
Yes,
right
it
there.
is.
Oh, man, I'm going to go with, I'm a big Sting fan. I got to go with Stinger.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'm the tiebreaker again. I'm going to have to go with, in this match, in both their primes, I have to go with Undertaker. Have to. So Undertaker advances. First match in the second round is Seth Rollins versus Steve Austin. Ain't that something? All right, so now Undertaker's opponent. The next match I have Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan.
Come on. This is like if this is not the easiest choice of all choices, nobody likes dope-faced people unless his name is Bray Wyatt.
Well, they both have beards, so all right. So who do you think, Joe?
I'm going to go with Eater of Worlds.
Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. All right, Bray Wyatt defeats Daniel Bryan. So the next round is Undertaker versus Bray.
A rematch.
A rematch, yeah. Now this one, I'm gonna really get you guys on, and people out there, the fans over in the UK and America, if you agree or disagree with any of this, the winnings of this bracket, comment on our Facebook page. Don't forget. All right, so this next matchup, you ready for this one?
Yep.
Roman Reigns versus Umaga.
Oh, man.
Good matchup.
Yeah, it is.
That's a matchup I would love to see.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, what do you got on this one?
You know, William Regal would definitely say you manga. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with Roman Reigns.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I just think
Well-
he has way more than Umanga.
Oh, Jesus.
They both have good power and destruction. That's what their whole character is based
Yeah.
on. But when Umanga came out and he debuted, he was indestructible.
He was.
Umanga.
Umaga?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm the tiebreaker again. As much as I am a Roman Reigns fan, I am a bigger Umaga fan. I have to go with Umaga. He was just a beast.
He was indestructible.
He was a beast.
All right.
So,
for you
Umaga-
wrestling fans out there, I want you to go to this match specifically and just go crazy. Because Roman Reigns versus Umanga, and they pick Umanga. I think William Regal would side Umanga.
Umanga. All right, now this next matchup. Ooh, you guys might hurt me on this one. Finn Balor versus Chris Benoit.
Thou shalt not say the name of Benoit.
We don't work for WWE, so that's why I threw his name in. So, JoJo.
I'm going with Finn. I mean, he's just
Finn?
way more technical, way more moves.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Rick.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Technical?
Yeah.
It comes down to technical wrestling. Chris Benoit is the definition of it. Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine all day.
Wow, really? All right, so I'm the tiebreaker. I have to go with Finn.
Yes.
It's just, yes. He would run circles around
definitely.
Chris Benoit.
And as soon as Benoit grabs him, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Finn Balor, get out of
Finn
it.
Balor, get out of it.
Terrence Flex.
All right, the last two matches I have for this first round is Razor Ramon versus Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, man.
Huh?
What are you doing, Tony?
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Who do you got?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know.
Well,
Rick.
Both have comeback stories
True.
that are legendary.
We were looking at their prime.
Oh.
At their prime, it's difficult to say, man, because Razor was a beast. But you have
And
to
so
go
was
with-
Jake.
Yes, he was, and I give the edge to Jake the Snake because of the psychology he had. So Jake the Snake.
Okay. All right, JoJo, who do you think?
That's definitely a tough one, buddy. Oh, my God. In their prime, they're both awesome.
Yep.
But I got to go with the master of the mind games.
Jake the
man.
Snake? All right. No need for me to chime in, so Jake the Snake wins this one. Honestly, I would have picked Jake, but very slight edge.
Yeah.
Very slight
Very.
edge.
That was
You
a
know,
tough one, buddy.
No pun on Razor Ramon. All right, so the last match of this first round, I got Edge versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Ooh.
Edge versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Rick, I know, right? Wait, did you go? Who went first last time? You?
It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Rick.
I'm going to go with the slight edge. I'm going to give it to Nakamura.
Wow, really? All right, JoJo, who do you got?
I'm going to go with her R-rated superstar, Edge.
Edge, really? You know what? I'll be the tiebreaker. I have to go with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's got that, and no pun intended. He's got the edge over Edge.
Edge.
All right, so that's the first round, the first half of the first round. Later on, we're going to do the second half of the first round. Very good. How you guys like my picks?
That was pretty good. That was
Pretty good, right?
It was really tough. Man.
It was
Really.
tough. I had to think of the toughest matchups, and I like doing the past and present, and let's bring these guys back alive, man. Let's bring these legends and stuff, But
There's some good dream matches there.
there were my biggest one, honestly. The two that I have as far as the dream match goes is the Roman Reigns versus Umaga, Edge versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins versus Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, that's the Seth Rollins versus Mr. Perfect. That's probably a match I would love to see, man.
Oh God, yeah. So all right, let's go on to Raw. You guys ready?
Wow.
Do it.
All right, so Raw knows we got the opening is Enzo and Kaz. They come out, cuts a promo, decent promo. Too long again. They're doing it's like they're getting the New Day treatment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry. They're talking about what happened last week on Raw with Jericho. Jericho comes out and says he's got backup. Kevin Owens comes out. They walk towards the ring, cut a promo on Cass and Enzo. Obviously, this was going to be a match set up for SummerSlam.
Yep.
But the match right then and there happened. It was Jericho versus Enzo. Went to commercial, came back. It was Jericho versus Enzo. It was a good match, though.
It was way better than last week.
It was.
Enzo really improved from last
And
week.
I think, now, do you think, not to sound chauvinistic, but do you think it's because of the women that was there?
No, because that was 100% Enzo last week. Enzo just really was sluggish. He didn't come out with any animosity. This week he came out way more aggressive. He was landing more of his hits. I think it was definitely all on Enzo.
Yeah, but Enzo needs more of an offense, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He takes a.
He
It's
does.
like, dude, you got to start. He's got to stop because he's going to get himself. He already had one serious injury.
Yeah. It was 80% Jericho, I thought, in that match.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But he does. He needs some offense. He's got to chill out with the whole, And I know what he's trying to do, but come on.
I thought Jericho's commentary on that promo was priceless.
It was.
I mean, I like Enzo and Cash, but lately I'm just not liking their promos because there's more of a rant this last
Yeah,
week.
but they're also getting a New Day treatment.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Vince, he sees something that works, he's going to keep throwing it out there all the time. He did that with New Day. I'm not a fan of New Day. I'm sorry. Sometimes they're okay, but I'm not a big fan. And he keeps throwing it out there for us. And now he's doing it with Enzo and Cass. I'm a fan of theirs, but I'm starting to be like, all right, come on, enough already. You know what I'm saying? I really am. And I know Rick loves Big Cass, so I'm sure he agrees with me. So
I mean, Big Cass said they were talking about Enzo was talking about the chemistry with him and Sasha Banks. First of all, no respect for Sasha Banks' husband, huh? I mean, they just got married last week, and they're talking about the chemistry they had.
Yeah.
And then Big Cass says, "Oh yeah, your Bunsen burner was on fire." First of all, what are you doing looking at his Bunsen burner?
That's what I'm saying. Their promos are getting.
I mean,
that's what I
the
mean.
sexual innuendo was there, man.
Their promos used to make me really laugh. Now it's just like.
But Rick's got a point. What is Big Cass looking at Enzo's Bunsen burner?
Right. It just.
I mean, the best part of that promo, honestly, was Kevin Owens looking dead at Cass and saying, "I'm gonna hurt you."
Yeah.
And then Jericho says the same thing. He's like, "I wasn't talking to you." Yeah. I mean,
Jericho they were great together.
overall, it was a good match.
It was.
Y2J, what happened? Big Cass.
Owens interfered.
grabs Enzo's leg,
Yeah.
and Big Cass gets mad and he kicks Jericho.
Yeah,
like,
just-
why?
yeah,
You just cost your brother the match, man.
Yep.
And then Jericho ends up. Cass ends up challenging Kevin Owens and Y2J
Yep.
for SummerSlam.
And they accepted.
Yep.
So that's good. So now we got backstage promo with Sasha Banks. Yeah, excuse me, I had to sneeze.
Yeah, because you must be allergic to crack.
Oh,
That's exactly
man.
what the promo was.
My goodness.
What kind of person? I guess you gotta be a boss to understand this. Who says, "Hey, you know what? If I beat Dana Brooke tonight, then then it'll be a one-on-one. But if I lose, it'll be a handicap match. Who puts themselves in that predicament? Why would you want to have a handicap match?
Obviously, you know, they had to set something up for Monday Night Raw.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't get that. I agree with you, Rick, but you know, they had to put in a women's match in there somehow, so I guess that was the only way.
But you could have said, all right, you know what, bar her from ringside, like Mick Foley said. Not
True.
no handicap match. Who would agree to that?
No, you're right. You are right, my friend. All right, so then it was Braun Strowman versus another jobber. Okay, who was the jobber again?
Nelson. Is that how you say it, Rick? Jorel?
Jarrell?
What is he, Superman's father?
Yep. No, he's actually the waiter at Denny's.
No.
That's where I saw him.
All right, so do we really have to say who the winner was?
Nah.
I mean, Braun Strowman.
Really?
He won.
The crowd is behind Strowman.
You know what? Yeah, I noticed that.
And that's what they need.
And yeah, you know what? Maybe that's what they should have done with Braun to begin with. You know, nothing against Bray Wyatt or anything. I think they just threw him in there because he was a big guy and he fits right in.
He's still a little green, so these squash matches,
they're helping him.
They're helping him, and he maybe work out some of his little technique.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what Braun Strowman needs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, all right, then the next match it was Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young again. The winner was Darren Young grabbing the tights. They're going to keep going with this for what? Obviously, there's going to be a match at SummerSlam.
Did you see Bob Backlund though?
Yeah.
He looked away.
That looks away like he didn't see
What a
it.
coincidence.
What bad acting that was. But, I mean, seriously, this is going to be a pre-show match at SummerSlam, I'm assuming?
Probably.
They'll probably have who gets the most schoolboys.
And pull the tights, too.
Pull the tights.
But let me ask you this, Tony. You didn't mention P. Diddy was there.
Oh, yeah. That's because I didn't care about him.
That was crap.
That was crap. That's why I didn't mention it. It was garbage, man. I mean, Jesus. Why was he there?
He was upset. P. Diddy was upset that WWE called up Snoop Dogg first. And he's like, why didn't y'all call me? Yeah. So then he set up something. So now he's doing the soundtrack for WWE.
Oh, yeah, the game. Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, Snoop Dogg, I'd rather see him over P. Diddy anyway. At least Snoop Dogg's entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How about a match?
Yeah. Ooh. Between P. Diddy and Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Snoop Dogg will whoop his ass.
I don't know about that. I don't know. All Brooklyn boys be pretty tough out here.
Boy, making it a territory thing, huh? Hey. All right, so now we got the Seth Rollins promo. That was a pretty decent promo he cut. Then again, Seth Rollins is good on the mic.
Yeah, wicked good.
You know, he's really good. So he did his little thing. That's good. So now we got Sheamus versus Cesaro again. It was a good match. Cesaro finally won again. He's got a streak going. Big deal. Honestly, I didn't care about it. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I cared about is how hard they hit each other.
Yeah.
They were beating each other.
They were. I mean, my thing, I'm just getting tired of the uppercuts. Enough already.
Yeah,
it's getting too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost every other move he has to do an uppercut. It's like, come on, man, it's enough. So then we got the Dudley Boys versus Neville and Sin Cara. That was a little odd combination there. You don't think so?
Yeah, they're both high flyers,
yeah. But
Sin Cara changed his outfit.
Sin Cara's record with a tag is not good.
Yeah.
It's not, but I think it's going to work with Neville. I
think so.
think it's going to work. I was actually really excited about it. At first, when I heard Lucha, I was like, no.
Yeah, so change your music, too.
Yeah, at least change it. Yeah, you don't have to Lucha Dragons.
Pretty good together.
They did, but I don't know. I'd rather see Neville on his own.
But damn, the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, they beat him. They won.
They just keep losing.
They just but they're only there. They're just trying to
put the young guys over.
Yeah, teach them a thing or two. So now we got Rusev and Lana showing their pics of their wedding. Roman Reigns comes out. He came out to it was kind of half and half.
Half and half. Yeah.
It was about half and half.
This segment, he was great. I'm sorry.
He was.
He was absolutely great.
He was.
Segment. It was just, you didn't have a best man. I'll pour drinks and I'll toast you. And Rusev is just like, no.
Yeah.
And then he's like, listen, you either accept my match at SummerSlam or I'm gonna give you a toast. And he ragged on Lana, calling her a mail order bride. It was just hilarious. I thought it was really good. And then Lana ate some cake.
Yep.
She ate a lot of cake.
A lot of cake. It looked good too. I think it was strawberry. But anyway,
Nice red strawberry
it
cake.
looked like it was strawberry. But it was okay. It was a good segment. Look now. Agree with me if you must. But did Roman Reigns look more comfortable?
Absolutely.
Loose.
He did.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is what he needs before he goes back up on the top. Because he did, it was 50-50. I have to point out.
Yeah.
When he came out, it was 50-50 boos and cheers. But when he started talking, he made a little bit of the joke here and there. He was getting more cheers than not.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is what he needs. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's clearly this is going to be a match at SummerSlam. So
Yeah, backstage segment, Rusev is back complaining to Mick Foley, and
Yep.
Mick Foley catches an attitude, and
Yeah.
is like, well, you're going to have a match at SummerSlam.
yeah,
And I'm like, whoa, Mick Foley. Getting that Cactus Jack treatment right there.
yeah, he was. Shoot. So
It was good, though. I liked it.
it was.
A lot.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that match at SummerSlam. So all right. So now we got Sasha Banks versus Dana Brooke. You ready for my opinion?
Let's go.
Very, very sloppy. It was so. I'm like, what is going on with Dana? She has the look. She has the personality of a heel. Her wrestling skills are terrible. Girl, you need some work. She needs to get sent back down to NXT. My
You know what she
opinion.
needs to do? She needs to listen to and work. Because she's as green as the Incredible Hulk.
Wow, Rick, Jesus. But it was just terrible. I did not like it at all.
No, I didn't either.
It was bad. All right, so then after winner was Sasha. In case y'all didn't know. All right, so then we had the Finn Balor promo. Let me tell you something. That was pretty badass.
I
That was
liked it.
awesome.
Wasn't it?
Awesome.
I liked it.
We said it last week. He needs a pre-recorded thing.
Exactly.
And that was
And-
absolutely perfect.
Oh, yeah. It was. It was. I mean, just the whole history of his name and blah, blah, blah.
The legends, yeah.
The legends. Oh, my God. They really made him look badass. And I loved towards the end of it when he was talking about the demon and how they teased it a little bit. I thought that was so cool. But I have to talk about another podcast. Even though this person hates being called a podcast, he said that promo was terrible.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What TV is he watching?
I have no idea, but his name starts with a T, ends with a Z. So let's just leave it at that.
Why do you say Mr. Tony? Where is he? He said that? Who said that?
I didn't say his name, Miguel.
I'll get him.
I did.
Miguel figured it out quick.
I didn't say his name. I just said it starts with a T and ends with a Z. But yeah, he came out and said that was terrible. It's like, what would you want? That's what Finn needed. That's exactly what he needed.
Yes.
So it was it was a badass promo. I loved it. So now another promo from the club. That was hysterical.
And I didn't expect that from the club.
I didn't either.
You know,
But I mean, if you notice, they're not trying to. I don't want to say that, even though they did get the blessings from the NWO. That's kind of like a NWO skit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was funny. It was hilarious.
I mean, it was nuts. It made me testy. I mean, that was perfect. It was so good. It was so good.
Rainbow-stitis.
Jesus. So then we got Kofi Kingston versus Gallows. It was a quick match. Gallows ended up winning.
Yeah.
So, I dug that match, though. So, obviously, that's going to be the setup for SummerSlam. I think it was already confirmed, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's going to be Xavier and
because I don't think Big E will be involved.
He's got some rainbow-stitis.
Jesus. So now we got the not the final segment, but it was Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan. What was this? Why did they do this?
I don't know.
It was dumb.
To apologize?
Yeah. I mean, Mick Foley got an attitude and all this other stuff. It's like, why? All right, so why do this segment at all? It led to nowhere.
Yeah.
It was nowhere.
It was dumb.
So stupid. Wait, why are we ending the show with this?
That's what I was saying too.
And it went nowhere.
It went nowhere. You know, you got Rusev coming out. All of a sudden, he's kissing Mick Foley's ass, and Mick Foley throws him in a match against Cesaro. Yeah. You know, I mean, Cesaro came out and he was talking of whatever he was saying. I couldn't understand him, but, you know, he's terrible. You want to talk about bad promos? That's him.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Holy cow. So,
did you catch what Dan Bryan said?
No.
He goes to Cesaro. He goes, I think you're being underutilized here, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know why he said that, but so then now we got the final match, which is Rusev versus Cesaro.
Started at 11:02 p.m.
Yeah, and then you know what? I mentioned it before about the uppercuts, but enough with the uppercuts already. Jesus, how many more uppercuts did he needed to do in this match?
Yo, the one thing I wrote down was, do not give Cesaro the title.
No.
I was begging for it. I was like, please don't. And then when Sheamus came out, I started saying, no, they're going to make this a fatal 4-way match at SummerSlam.
Oh.
I don't want that.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
I want Reigns and Rusev.
Oh, yeah, so do I. Well, Rusev ended up winning, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that begs the question, too. Is it going to be a one-on-one with Roman?
I'm kind of sick of seeing
now that you're mentioning that, Rick, that's a good point. I didn't even see it that way. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it could be the final match at SummerSlam between Cesaro and Sheamus. Pre-show. Could be.
Pre-show. That's probably a pre-show.
You know, another pre-show with Titus O'Neil and Darren Young.
Yeah. Darren Young, yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, I mean, I don't want to see it. I don't. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And
But
Cesaro won twice already.
To kick off the end Raw, we got Roman hitting the spear on Rusev, which was nice. Yeah. So it was okay Raw. Wasn't the greatest. It was okay. That's all I got. Alrighty. So now it is time for Rick Serrano III's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Take it away.
Welcome back to Rick Serrano's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Today's joke is, what's the difference between Al Snow and the 100-Year War?
No clue.
The 100-Year War was eventually over. What does everybody want?
Oh my God.
What's everybody need?
I mean, I don't think Al Snow ever was over in his career. I'm sorry.
No.
But if you have a joke out there in the wrestling universe and you would like to send it into our Facebook page at Wrestling POV Podcast, our Twitter page at Wrestling, Instagram at Wrestling POV1, using the hashtag WPOV jokes. People, I'm running out. I can't keep coming up with material. I need your help.
You know, I would like to hear some jokes from the UK.
Yeah, I bet there's some good ones over there.
There's got to be some good ones out that way.
I mean, they got William Regal.
But it's
Bad News Barrett's over there.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, to send your jokes in, also subscribe to our YouTube page, iTunes, even Podbean for you non-Apple users out there. Help us out. Give us a like, make a comment, leave a review, something, and we'll appreciate it.
That's right.
All right. We'll be back right after these words with the SmackDown Breakdown.
Hey Miguel. Yes, Mr. Rick? I think you need to change your wardrobe. What's wrong with my wardrobe? Well, you only have one outfit. Yes, this is true. What do you suggest? I suggest you go to trendybutler.com. Trendybutler.com? How does it work? Well, you create your style profile. It's based off your taste, your fit, and your pattern preference. Okay, then what happens? Well, then a Trendy Butler stylist handpicks your clothes. Really? Yeah, whether it's a wardrobe or special occasion, Trendy Butler has you covered. Then what? You sit back and relax and let your clothing come to you. So, they send it to the house? Yes, you get a shipment once a month, and if you don't want it anymore, you can tell them to piss off. Well, I don't know if I would say that, but Mr. Rick, that sounds expensive. What if I told you you get $150 worth of clothing for $65 and it's from well-known brands and today's hottest new designers? Well, I tell you to piss off. Well, tell me to piss off because not only is it $65, shipping is free. Oh my goodness! Hey Miguel, where are you going with my credit card? To trendybutler.com. Looking good has never been so easy.
All right, and we're back. Good sponsorship. I like them. I might have to do my shopping over there now.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I am going to do my shopping over there. It's a big savings, man. Shoot. I'm definitely going to do it. All right, so now let's go on to SmackDown Breakdown. All right, we get into a promo with Orton. I mean,
I'm done with it. I'm already over
that's
it.
exactly what I was going to say, too. All right, so enough of that. Bray Wyatt comes to the ring with Eric Rowan. Awesome promo by Bray. I mean, what else can you expect out of him, you know?
Yeah.
Dean comes out, wants to fight Bray, gets interrupted by Dolph. He comes running to the ring, tries to fight Bray and Eric Rowan. They get on Dolph, then Dean runs in to help Ziggler. Did you notice how he paused a little bit?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? This is the second time I've seen him do that. So anyway, he goes in, but then he gets super kicked by Ziggler.
Now that super kick was awesome because
It was.
He was set up for his sister Abigail, and Bray pulled him right into the super kick. That was great.
Yeah.
Right on the money, too.
Yeah, it was. So then, so that pretty much knocked him out, and then Bray gives Sister Abigail to Ziggler. You kind of noticed that this was going to be a tag match later on, so, you know, oh well. So now we got the American Alpha versus two jobbers. Why are these? I mean, I dig it. Don't get me wrong. I've always said I've always dug stuff like this, but it was a little too much with the Ascension that came out. Which I'm not dissing that. I like that. I'm like, all right, good. A push maybe. We'll see. Not sure. And then the Vaudevillains came out, and then the Hype Brothers came out. Obviously, this was the hint of the new tag titles coming soon.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't that great. The worst part of this was David Otunga saying the DJ, he's stealing DJ Khaled's major keys things. Stop, man, that's not yours. That's DJ Khaled. He came up with the major keys. He's horrible. American Alpha goes on to win absolutely. All the teams go in the ring, and American Alpha takes them all out.
Yeah.
I was excited because I thought maybe this was the Ascension's time.
Yeah, and they didn't. They didn't get it.
And then we have Renee Young in her spaceship with the Miz and Maurice, and they're infatuating each other. They're kissing each other. They're looking at Apollo Cruz's highlights. What highlights does Apollo Cruz have?
Yeah.
The smile on his face.
The smile. That's it. That is it.
And then it was the best match of the night. Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie.
Did he say best match of it?
Jesus.
Okay.
Really, Rick? Come on.
And the all red everything. She had a wardrobe malfunction, so she couldn't fight. And I understand it, man. It's tough out there. I mean, it happens. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
All red everything.
No. You really condoning this, Rick?
Yes, I am.
Why?
It happens. It
No.
happened at the Super Bowl.
Not to her.
Janet Jackson had a wardrobe malfunction. It happens, Tony.
Yeah, but you know what's the difference?
What?
She's a good performer. Oh, got him.
Well, in place of Eva Marie, we had Alexa Bliss on her birthday. Come out and debut against Becky Lynch. It was a great debut.
It was.
I liked it.
Really
I was
good.
impressed. I was definitely impressed.
But Eva Marie returns because that's how dedicated she is.
Oh my God.
She said, you know what? I was out backstage. I needed to get my stuff back on. She came out. It distracted Becky Lynch. And Alexa Bliss hit Twisted Bliss for the win.
Yep. Which I'm glad. I was happy about that.
That was a huge win for her.
Yeah.
I did like when you know how her music plays, and the guy goes, "Now Eva Marie is ready."
It's ready, yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Like, Jesus. Unbelievable. I don't know how you can condone that, Rick. I don't.
She's coming.
No, she's
Oh,
not.
here she's coming. All right.
No. She's going to be going soon.
Going
I hope so. Jesus. You know what? Oh, my Lord. When she finally wrestles, if she ever finally... You know how much people are going to hate on that?
First of all, did you not watch WrestleMania? Did you not see her Hurricane Rana? Did you not hear the crowd cheer for her?
They did not.
Yes, they did.
No.
Two of them did. I was one of them.
You was one of them. I don't even know who the other one was.
Miguel.
Who? Miguel?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, so then go ahead.
Our next match, we had Randy the Viperville Orton versus Alberto Del Rio. It was a good match. I mean, Mauro Ranallo with the huevo scramble call on the corner.
That was funny.
He's so good too, because I mean, I liked him throughout the match. He was giving history on,
Yeah.
you know how Albert Del Rio was trained by this
Yeah.
person. You know, he's good like that. You don't see that from Michael Cole.
No, God, no.
You know,
when it comes to wrestling,
yes,
Morrow knows his stuff.
He is the man.
You know, and you need a background story on any wrestler, he knows it, man.
And some of these names, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Jim Ross. Some of the names he comes up with are just, wow, well, that's kind of sounds trendy, you know?
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I like Morrow. He to me, that's what he makes SmackDown.
Yep.
You know? So, all right, so what else did we... Well, it was a good match.
It was. I liked it.
Very intense pace, though.
Yeah, forcing this out of nowhere crap. I'm getting sick of it.
So am I.
But Alberto Del Rio ends up hitting Orton with a chair, gets disqualified, and then he goes to hit him in the head and gets hit with an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad that happened that way.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I didn't want Del Rio to lose.
I didn't either. I think that would have probably made him look like he all of a sudden now he's a jobber, you know, so to speak. So I'm glad that happened. You know, I mean, I would have liked to seen him win. That would have been awesome, but you know, we can't get everything. So all right, so now we got Heath Slater. What another... Come on, man. You want to talk about giving somebody a chance?
Right.
Give Heath Slater a chance. Hashtag that.
Yes.
Hashtag it. Give him a chance. He is hysterical.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. You got to get on the computer and get on that with the hashtag Heath Slater. Give him a chance.
Yo, I've got 2 kids in a pool.
No, not 2 kids. He has 9.
9.
And then he said he has 4 and then 9. And then Rhino asks him, what kind of pool is it? He says, it's above ground. It's a really good above ground pool. It's like,
just
come
help me
on,
out.
baby.
That's right. So anyway, he loses to Rhino. Rhino wins, and but then backstage, they were like, "Yeah, let's give him a shot. Let's give him a contract," and then he blows that off.
Yeah.
So let's see him. We'll see him on Raw, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll be on Raw.
I mean, he messed up. He didn't realize that Daniel Bryan and Shane were going to give him a contract. He was letting off his frustrations, and he said, "I'm done with you, baby." And he walked away, and he didn't get his contract. But you know what? Why was Shane there? Stephanie wasn't on.
You know, I was gonna say that. Now that you bring that up, I was gonna say that too. Shane, you know, Stephanie wasn't there on Raw. Why was Shane there?
Right.
Go away.
They got a couple. Yeah. They got a couple shows under the belt. Now it's time for the GM to take over.
Now watch. You know, now that we jinxed it, watch Stephanie be on Raw Monday. I'll be mad as hell. Jesus. So okay. So now Heath Slater lost. Poor guy. So now we got Carmella versus Natalya. You know, I'm rooting for Carmella, but Natty, she's got to stop being a heel. Yeah. Way too much talking in the ring. Mm-hmm. She can't yell. She's too much showboating, Natty. You got to stop. Just be a heel if you're going to be a heel. Stop it. Shocking, though, that Carmella won.
Yeah, and that finisher is tough, man.
What's
the name of that finisher?
What is it called?
It's called, give me 1 second.
I had it here somewhere.
They mentioned it. I forgot it.
The Code of Silence.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good name for it.
It is.
It's a good finisher. I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. You can break out of it, though, if you notice. But that is a good finisher. For her, yeah, I agree. So then now we get into a AJ versus and John Cena video package. They weren't there, but then actually, you know what? Somebody said that they were on Raw.
They were on Raw.
Yes, they were.
What the hell's going on?
During a commercial break?
Yeah, during the commercial, they went and scrapped it out for a few minutes.
And John Cena gave him an AA.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, they were in Australia this week, so I guess they were just giving them the heads. They were going up ahead of time instead of being on SmackDown.
Oh, Jesus.
But you know what? This was the same exact thing from last week. It wasn't a big video package. It was just the same thing from last week.
Yep.
And I'm still excited about the match.
Oh, I am too.
I am too.
So, all right. So then we go backstage, and Baron Corbin is beating the crap out of Kalisto, apparently for screwing him over at for the IC belt, which pre-show. Sorry, that's what it's gonna. So right now we've figured out 3 pre-show matches. Let's see if we're right.
That's what I was going to say. See if our predictions come true.
We're already predicting the pre-show. That's sad. That is sad. So, I don't know what that was loud. Oh, the other mic. All right, so then now we got the main event. Dolph versus Dean. Oh, no, not Dolph versus. It's Dolph and Dean Ambrose versus Bray and Eric Rowan. It was an okay match.
Eric Rowan's spin kick was the best he's ever thrown.
Yeah, I agree.
He caught Dolph's super kick and hit him with a spin kick. That was the best he's ever thrown.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He's improving. He's another one that's improving.
Yeah, here's the thing I got about Eric Rowan, though. He, did you catch a little promo before the match?
Yes.
When, Bray Wyatt said, you got to sacrifice. And you're,
yeah.
The promos they do, they hype him up to be this bad person, but every time he's in a match with Bray or any of the Wyatts, he seems like he's always getting the pin. And he's always taking the pin.
Yeah. Even when he was with Luke Harper, too.
So
it was
why?
the same thing.
Why hype him up if he's going to be the pin guy? True. I just don't understand that. But I like it. I mean, that's when Move Keg was great, though.
Yeah. But like I said, he is improving, though.
He is.
He really is improving. And honestly, if they were going to split up the Wyatts, they should have split up the Wyatts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm coming from? If they were going at it where Bray was going to be by himself, then let him be by himself.
Right.
Put Eric Rowan in a whole different program. That way, maybe that'll, I don't know, make him better. I guess I'm not sure.
And you know what? That's what upset me about this SmackDown. Where is Bray Wyatt going for SummerSlam?
That's what I wanted to know too.
Yeah.
That was my whole biggest complaint about this whole segment that they've been doing with Bray. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't want Dolph Ziggler in this match. Yeah. I just don't. But obviously now we're going to see it. But why put Bray Wyatt into this? Why?
So now
to hype it up? To make Dolph seem bigger than Bray?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see that. I really don't. I like Bray. I think Bray versus Dean in the title. Yeah, I'd rather see that.
Remember, we had about 3 months of that. I don't think you want to see that again.
3 months of what?
Dean versus Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, but it was good.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dean kept winning.
That's true, but the roles reversed, no?
No, but I get what you're saying. It's just, I mean, come on, man. Bray Wyatt is not a SummerSlam?
That's what pisses me off, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's like it was the same thing with... What was the other big pay-per-view? He was all hyped up and then he didn't show. And they didn't even book him in a match. I forgot what it was, but it was another pay-per-view like that.
Really?
He didn't even appear. But
didn't
anyway.
he? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. WrestleMania.
No.
He was there.
Well, yeah, they didn't really have...
rock bottom.
He got rock bottom, yeah.
Right, but they didn't have a match for him or nothing. He just kind of appeared,
That was it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan.
So am I.
They keep... I don't know. They keep pushing him.
They're very underutilizing him.
Yes,
for sure.
I want him to be this badass. Where he's dominant. He doesn't lose.
Yeah,
he's scary.
Yeah, and he is. He fits that package.
Yeah.
He's the newer version of the Undertaker,
right,
so to speak.
And he knew the Undertaker was dominant.
Exactly. I mean, jeez. I'm getting tired of these. You got somebody like Bray, you got somebody like the Club, AJ Styles, and they're making them lose. I mean, does winning and losing even matter anymore?
I guess not.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
What makes me mad. I mean, I want to see a big dominant push, like when Kane came in. Mm-hmm. Push. Rusev's big push when John Cena finally beat him.
Yeah.
Those are big pushes. And that's what made it interesting because you're like, oh, who's he going to dominate now? Who's going to beat him? It was like Goldberg, but they don't do it no more.
Yeah, they just don't do it no more. Actually, Rusev, I think, was the very last
one.
And I don't even know who was before him.
Probably Goldberg.
Jesus.
Or Kane,
but no, you're right. I mean, and it's funny because that's exactly what I have in my notes. I said it was an okay match. My issue is that if Bray's not going to be involved in the heavyweight title, don't throw him in there to lose.
Yeah.
At the end of that match, Ambrose gave Ziggler the dirty deeds. End of SmackDown.
All right, so now
All right.
we got Raw versus SmackDown. We're tied at 1.
Are we?
Raw won the first week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
SmackDown won last week.
Yep.
So the new era of Raw versus SmackDown, week 3, right
Yep.
now. What do you guys got?
All right, JoJo, what is your pick?
The only thing I liked about Raw was the beginning with Jericho's comments toward End Zone Cash. That was priceless. Made me laugh my butt off. It was great. But I definitely got to go with SmackDown this week because SmackDown, the matches were good. The matches were shorter, but they had good matches. Even the women's matches were good. I liked the ending match with Wyatt, even though he lost. So definitely SmackDown this
Now,
week.
I'm going to throw this out there. Raw had higher ratings than SmackDown this week.
Yes.
And SmackDown's ratings went down.
Yep.
So just throwing that out there. All right, Rick, what do you got?
This is about the Wrestling POV podcast. And you know what? I have to sadly say, I gotta go to Raw this week.
Really?
I love Rusev's celebration, the club as doctors, Finn Balor's promo. The matches sucked, but so did SmackDown's matches. And SmackDown focused so much on Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar that it made me sick. So Raw
And the way they were using Bray.
yeah, and
Throw
yeah,
that in
because
there.
they didn't use Bray.
Exactly.
They're not pushing them for SummerSlam, so Raw gets my vote this week because of their promos.
All right, so now the tiebreaker goes to me. I like both sides. I liked SmackDown because of their matches, but I do like Raw because of their promos and how they're amping, some of this stuff up. Granted, the matches did suck, but I do like how they're really getting Rusev involved as being dominant. I like that. And, to throw him out there, a little confusing, though, with Cesaro and Sheamus in the mix. But at the same time, I do like how they're making Rusev a badass and the top heel. With that being said, I think Raw gets the thumbs up for me this week, only because of the promos that they did. Finn Balor's promo, off the hook. Seth Rollins' promo, off the hook. Jericho's promo
awesome.
with Owens, that was off the hook. That was a lot of work that definitely needed to be done, but Raw takes it for me this week.
All right. So right now, Raw is up 2-1.
Raw is up 2-1. So, all right, so now we're going to go to the second part of the first round of my fantasy bracket. All right, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right, here's the next matchup I have is AJ Styles versus Ric Flair.
Wow.
All right, Rick,
All right.
who you picking?
It would be unfair to pick Ric Flair because his name is Rick. However, he is a 16-time champ, so I'm going with the woo.
Wow.
Boy.
All right, JoJo, who you pick on that?
Well, AJ Styles is one of my favorites,
Really?
so I got to go with a man
AJ.
who would kick Ric Flair's butt, kick his head right off. So
All right, so now I'll be the tiebreaker. Both sides are good. I mean, you're looking at 15 times, though. But then again, you're looking at somebody who is a all-in-one package of AJ Styles. So I have to go with AJ Styles on this one. So AJ beats Ric Flair.
Wow.
All right, the next matchup. John Cena. You can't have John Cena in the bracket. Versus Cactus Jack. John Cena versus Cactus Jack.
The only way Mick Foley is going to advance in this bracket is if you have Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Because there's no way Cactus Jack beats John Cena.
John Cena. All right, JoJo, what do you got?
oh man, Cactus Jack in his prime
Yeah, this is
is
Cactus
the best
Jack.
out of all the egos he had. All alter egos, Cactus Jack was always my favorite. I'm going to go with Cactus Jack.
You going with Cactus Jack, really?
Yeah.
You know what? I have to agree with Rick because, I mean, Cactus Jack was just a loose cannon. He took unnecessary moves. That's what made him. And in his prime, he will kick somebody's ass. But I don't see him beating John Cena, so I have to go with John Cena. That hurt me to say that. All right, so now couldn't see him. All right, so now we got The Rock versus Brock Lesnar.
Ooh,
JoJo, you go first. Who you got?
we're still trying to get this match to go, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that's a good one. Since Brock beat him the first time, I'm going to have to go with Brock.
Okay. All right, Rick, who you got?
I'm gonna have to go with the pie-eating people's champ, The Rock.
All right, you know what? Both sides of it, being I'm the tiebreaker again, I have to lean towards The Rock. Only because of his stamina. Okay? I think The Rock's stamina would give him the edge over Brock. Brock gets too tired real quick. I mean, you watch his matches, he sweats profusely. Okay? I mean, the man...
That's because he's got bald head.
It's a bald head. So does The Rock.
I know, he goes for that.
So my pick is The Rock over Brock.
But do you remember who Brock beat to win his first WWE Championship, right?
Who?
The Rock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know who he's saying. All right, so now the next matchup: Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Yep,
That's a real tough one.
very tough.
I feel like I'm gonna be letting a lot of people down if I don't say Eddie, so I'm gonna say Rey Mysterio.
Whoa! Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean Rey Mysterio was around my childhood. He was just amazing. He was this guy that wore different masks. He did a lot of things that other people couldn't do. And to me, as a child, this is not me as an adult. Eddie Guerrero was just some guy with a mullet. So,
Ooh. Ouch!
Rey
All right,
Mysterio.
wow.
who you got, JoJo?
Well, I used to watch these matches, you know, and they were always great matches.
Always great, yeah.
And I love the storytelling they used to deal with, you know, Rey Mysterio's son and all that. But I got to go with Latino Heat.
Wow. All right, so I'm the tiebreaker again. Between these two, the edge, in my opinion, goes to Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
He was just another guy that was all around a good package, and I think I would give him that slight
Yeah.
edge, very slight. All right, next matchup. You guys are really gonna hate me for this one. Brett the Hitman Hart
Don't put him against Shawn
versus the Macho Man Randy
Michaels.
Savage.
Oh my God, you're a monster.
JoJo.
Well, I've actually seen these matches too, so both got, I mean, you got Brett the technical wrestler and you got Macho Man the high flyer, but the Macho Man has some great wrestling moves too, so I'm going to go with, ooh, yeah.
Rick.
Yeah, it's the cream of the crop. Yeah. Oh man, this is a hard pick for me, man. I'm gonna have to go with the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Damn it, Brett the Hitman Hart, pink and black heart attack.
All right, I'm the tiebreaker again. Between the two, any one of these guys could win a match against each other. If you had, I don't know. I'm stuck with this one, to be honest with you. The Edge, in my opinion, because of his technical wrestling, I have to give it to Bret Hart. I have to. Bret is just another guy that's all around package wise. You know, I think he just a slight edge. Another one with just a slight edge.
That's a dream
just
match
a
right
slight edge. Okay, the next matchup. You guys ready for this one? Mm-hmm. It is Chris Jericho versus Owen Hart.
Oh my God. You know, Y2J looked up to Owen Hart.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I read that in his book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's tough. You know, if honestly, for me, if there was anybody that could keep up with Bret Hart, it was Owen Hart.
Yep.
And as great as Y2J is on the mic, Owen Hart was so much greater in the ring that I have to give it to Owen Hart.
Ooh, okay. JoJo.
Wow. Ooh. These are some good ones.
I told you.
I'm going to go with a Blue Blazer.
Really? Owen Hart?
Yeah.
All right, so no need for me to decide. Owen Hart gets the victory. And you know what, though? Honestly, I would have picked Owen Hart. Like what Rick said about Jericho's promo work, you know what? Owen Hart wasn't that bad either.
His
His
funny.
promo work was good, too.
He was funny.
Enough is enough.
It's time for a change. All
I
right.
like how he used to cut in front of Brett when he came back.
It was, oh, my God.
When
It
he
was with the Slammy Awards. Remember that?
Slam both flames
Yeah.
up.
All right, the next matchup, Samoa Joe versus, now remember, this is all in their prime.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe versus Jimmy Superfly Snuka. All right, JoJo, you're going to go take this one first.
Ooh.
Remember, in their prime.
I used to be a big Jimmy Snuka fan back in the day. But I think Samoa Joe would totally wreck him.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that shocked me there. You're an old school guy. All right, Rick, what do you got?
All right, so that just means this, Tony. If I pick Samoa Joe, your boy Jimmy Snuka ain't advancing.
No, he's not advancing.
So I'm gonna have to say Samoa Joe has to advance, man.
Damn.
His matches with Kurt Angle, Abyss. He ran TNA for a good 2 years by himself.
He did.
And he was just a monster, and he's still a beast, and I can't wait for him to come on.
But no love for Jimmy? The matches he had with Don Morocco, the infamous cage match that he had, the feud he had with Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
Come on.
You can go on our Facebook
Piper.
page, the Wrestling POV podcast, and you can say what you think about Samoa Joe and Jimmy Snuka.
All right. Yeah, well, Samoa Joe advances. All right, so the final match. Who will his opponent be? The final match I have. You guys ready for this one? This was the bombshell one, believe it or not. It is Kurt Angle versus CM Punk. Kurt Angle versus CM Punk. I dropped the pipe bomb on y'all.
Let me just say this. You're going to upset a lot of people that Triple H and Shawn Michaels want
Exactly.
to
I know. Crazy, right?
However, I'm glad you didn't, because I don't care for any of them.
Me neither.
But this matchup, man,
Imagine.
Kurt Angle versus CM Punk.
Imagine
Oh my
this match.
gosh. First of
Seriously.
all, they're both great on the mic.
Yes.
So if I have, it's hard to break down because they're both so great on the mic. I'll give the edge on the mic to CM Punk,
Okay.
but ring-wise, I have to give the edge to Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, oh my god, I'm gonna have. You know what? I'm going because this is my man. I'm straight edge. I have that bond
What?
with my straight edge society warrior, CM Punk,
Wow.
the best in the world.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked with that one.
I
right,
couldn't agree
JoJo.
with Rick. I mean, on the mic, CM Punk, I would say a little bit better. But as far as in technical wrestling, I mean, Kurt Angle is far. I mean, he's right up there with Bret Hart.
Yeah, God, yeah.
But and this would be a close match, but I think I would have to go with the Cult of Personality.
What?
CM Punk.
Damn, Joe. You're shocking me today, man. You're an old school dude, and you're picking all these new school cats. Wow.
In the world.
So next week's bracket is a very interesting one. Very interesting picks on this one. Very good. I liked it, gentlemen. No need for me to... But actually, you know what? If I were to pick on that last match, CM Punk versus Kurt Angle, I have to give it to Kurt Angle. Why? Because he gives it 130% in the ring. Mic work, yeah, the slight edge would go to CM Punk. He talks a lot of crap when he's a heel. But so did Kurt Angle. Okay? And not only that, he did his thing in the ring. You could not take that away from him. He took you to town, and he went toe-to-toe with the best of them. My pick would have been Kurt Angle. But I got outvoted, so CM Punk advances to the second round. All right, so let's bring in Miguel Cole.
I got to give you kudos. I think these were awesome match setups. They were. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more.
Like, I did a test run on Mimi Goody the other day, and I'm like, look, these are the matches I got. You tell me. And she was the same reaction and the same way you guys were. That's how she was, too.
Yeah.
She was just like, wow, these are hard.
I mean, yeah, you must have did some deep thinking.
I did.
Yeah.
I was in deep thought. I got out of work. I let the boys, my two dogs, Opie and Dexter, I let them run amok, and I had to concentrate. This last one, though, it was very hard for me to pick.
Yes.
Very hard. And
A lot of them were.
yeah, that last one, though, that one,
Yes.
I thought about it for a good 45 minutes, and I'm telling you, I just didn't, like you said, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, I didn't want them in this bracket, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really didn't. Why? And I'll tell you the truth, I've seen them fight just about everybody.
Yeah.
You know, would they be a legend that I would like to see? Yeah, probably. But you know what? These were a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
These were a lot better. And
I couldn't agree
you
with
think
you more.
about it all in their prime.
Yes.
You know, oh my God, that match, CM Punk and Kurt Angle, yeah. Samoa Joe and Jimmy Snuka, hell yeah. Seth Rollins and Mr. Perfect, I would love to see that match. Roman Reigns and Umaga, Finn Balor and Chris Jericho. I brought the C word out.
That's right.
The CB. Come on, baby. I'm feeling like Heath Slater now.
You did awesome, Tony. I mean, there was some dream matches of all dream matches.
Oh,
there.
God, yeah. So, all right, so round 2 will be next week. You want to bring in Miguel?
Okay, I'm here, Mr. Tony.
All right, let us know what's going on, sir.
Oh, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on.
Tell me.
We got a new episode on Sunday of NXT with MC and a little bit of Cruiserweight. Not because it's little, because there's only a little bit of Cruiserweight to cover. And it's on YouTube. Check it out. Wrestling POV Podcast. Mr. Tony, the matches on the Cruiserweight Classic. Oh my goodness! I couldn't believe how good they were. It was, you have to watch. You have to watch to find out.
I think
oh my
I will.
goodness! NXT, Bobby Roode, he's glorious. It's just
saw the
so
video.
much information.
Yeah. I see you're very excited about your new job now, Miguel.
Oh yes, I'm very happy with it.
All right, what do you think? What did you think about my picks?
You know, I was thinking, it could have been a little bit better, but hey, to each his own. You're an American citizen, that's your right.
Why? Because Ryback wasn't
I was just going to say it. Because it's the big guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, the big guy.
I didn't want to say anything, but okay. I think the big guy, he would beat everybody on your list.
Oh, man. Ouch.
And Miguel, who would be your dream match? The big guy versus who?
I went the big guy versus...
Big Show?
You know what? No. The big guy versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be a good match, actually. Good
what
pick.
What about
Good
big
pick.
guy versus Andre the Giant?
Big, yeah.
Yeah.
Andre
Come on,
would kill.
Mr. Joe, that's crazy. The big guy would destroy Andre.
Oh, Jesus.
Miguel, are you crazy? Mr. Rick is my right as an American citizen.
That is his right as an American citizen.
Okay.
All right, so that wraps up the show for today. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with...
The Iceman JoJo.
And the third wheel.
Rick Serrano, Rutherford.
And our intern.
Welcome. Adios.
Love, peace, and hair grease. We will see you next week.